Alright guys, bear with me. I haven't got live on YouTube very much, but we're going to give it a shot today. We're going to be making a 1882 Morgan silver dollar into a size 12.5 coin ring. This one's going to have the tail side facing out. A nice estimate mark on it. I think this should make a pretty good ring. First thing we got to do is punch a hole in it. We're going to prep the hole punch for that. I like to put a little bit of blue paper towel on each side of the coin. And it helps protect the details a little bit. And because of the shape of the top of this tool right here, it's kind of cone shaped, it's going to auto center our coin right in the middle. For this one, we're going to be using a 5/8 inch punch. I used to use half inch, but I found that 5/8 works a lot better on these Morgan dollars. I don't go live a lot on YouTube, so I do appreciate y'all stopping by and watching me work today. I'm going to go ahead and drive this through the center here. Morgan dollar center punch. There's our coin so far. YouTube has a bit of a focus issue, doesn't it? I'll try and get in here real close. There's our coin so far. And the next step is to clean up that inside edge right there. You can see it's pretty sharp and rough. We're going to take a deburring tool and just kind of cut away that roughness and smooth it out. Now, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. There we go, looking nice and smooth. I'm going to take a little bit of superfine steel wool and just smooth that out just a little bit more. Looks great. One reason we pay so much attention to the inside cut edge is if there's any scratches or cracks in there, as we start to stretch and shape and manipulate this coin, those cracks can expand and you can end up splitting your coin ring like this. And that is definitely something you don't want to happen. So one way to avoid that is to keep that inside edge as smooth as possible through the whole process. The next step is going to be annealing the coin. I'm going to move this up a bit here. This is going to help soften up the metal and make it less brittle. And I just kind of watch for the flame to turn kind of an orange color. I'll get a better shot there. Getting a bit of green. That should be good. Sometimes when you have 90% silver, some of that green copper will burn off. And that's just plain regular water. We're quenching it in to cool it off. How's it going, guys? It's been a while since I've done a YouTube live, so I appreciate you stopping by and watching. Today we're working on this 1882 Morgan silver dollar. We're going to be making that into a ring. The customer wants the tail side facing out. So we're going to head over here to the one-ton press. That's this thing right here. And we're going to start folding it. See if I can get my camera set up so you can see what we're doing. So the thing I've got it sitting on is the thing I need to use, so give me a second. Move some stuff around there. Shaky cam to the max. Alright, so this is what we had my phone sitting on. This is called a doming block. That's what I like to use to get my first fold. It's got a bunch of these like half hemispheric circles cut into it. And it gives us a nice even first fold. We're going to place our coin in there. Since they want the tail side facing out, that's what we've got facing down. Pop a Delrin 3/4 inch ball on top and give it a good fold. Sometimes the ball likes to get stuck in the coin. I'll just pop it on top of a smaller die and give it a nice little push, and it usually comes right out. And here is our coin so far. I really like the way these look tail side out. They make very nice rings. So now we're going to find, this is a 1.5 inch 17-degree die. And we're going to get a 17-degree cone and just fold that a little bit more until I can feel it work hardening. As we bend and shape it, the metal will re-harden. Usually about halfway down this push is when I pull it off and anneal it again. So we're going to go hit it with some more fire, soften it up. Welcome to the live, guys. If you've never seen me before, I'm Coin Ring Maker. I make coins into rings. If that sounds cool and interesting, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Today we're working on an 1882 Morgan silver dollar, and we're going to make this into a size 12.5 ring. Thanks for stopping by and watching my video. Should be able to get a good look at it here. There's the 1882. Pretty old coin. And make sure it's nice and centered in that die. It'll fold evenly. Same thing with the cone. Sometimes it likes to drift a little bit. Let me fold it. I like to go nice and slow and reposition. Fold a little more. I've seen some guys just hammer down, do the whole fold all at once. What size is that die? This is a 1.5 inch on the side I'm using, and a 1.6 on the other side, 17 degree. Jason's works. But we folded it enough so now it'll fit in the 1.4 inch. I found that folding it in the smallest possible die it'll fit in also helps keep it nice and centered. Or at least more than usual. You do have to correct. Alright, so we got that all the way squashed down, looking really nice. See what size we're at. The target size for this is 12.5, and it's sitting a little over a 14, so we don't have to stretch it at all. And we'll go ahead and anneal it one more time. We can start reducing. And there is our ring so far. Now we're going to wrap some blue monster tape around it. This is PTFE. It's like plumbing tape, but this blue monster brand is just a bit tougher than the average tape, so you don't have to use as much of it. I'm a big fan of it, so that's what I use. And this is going to help protect the detail on the outside of the ring, so we send it down these Swedish wraps to make it smaller. Head back over to the 110 press. Try not to knock our phone over. And it looks like it's going to fit ever so nicely on the top of that Swedish wrap. This is a 17 degree 1.4 inch. You can see our ring is quite a bit smaller now. Get more of a ring shape to it. I'm going to throw a little more tape on there. Sorry about my squeaky chair. And again, I like putting these in the smallest possible dies they'll fit in. If the coin was going over the die, that would mean it was too big. This is just right. Pretty good size. I'm going to throw a little more tape on it and then flip it over. So we have been sending it down the die like this. And you can see it's got a bit of a cone shape. It's a bit wider at the top. So what I'm going to do is flip it over and reduce this other side and even it up. These Morgan dollars are tough. Not quite as small as I want it. Put a little more tape on there. Push it just a little bit more. Flip it over again to match up the other side. That should be a pretty good shape there. Let's go ahead and take the tape off and see how it's. It's one of my least favorite things to do on camera is try and remove this tape. Because, well, it is a really good protective layer. Once you put all that pressure on it, it wants to cling really good. There we go. Oh, that looks really cool. Chunk of size. Sitting a little short of 12. That's okay, because we still have to remove this inner lip right here. That's going to make the ring size closer to 12 and a half. But really, this one's not too thick. we won't have to cut away too much. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching me work. I usually do my lives on TikTok, but thought I'd try something new today. Hop on YouTube. If you've enjoyed this live, there's a lot more coin ring making videos on my channel. If you'd like to subscribe or check those out. And if you'd like to see some of my finished work, I do invite you to visit buycoinrings.com. That's where you can see all the different coin rings I make and how much they are. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and thanks for watching. That holding device looks a bit slippery. Is it? No, yeah, I've got a pretty good grip on it. My hands are even a little sweaty, and it holds pretty good. I do wish this part was a little longer, but other than that, it's a pretty solid tool. See, somebody said I need a list of all the things to make a coin ring. If you go to coinringmaker.com, I have a recommended tool list. It's one of the buttons at the top of the page. And it's got like links on where to get the tools and some videos on how to use them. Sorry if I missed some other comments. I'm not used to YouTube so much. Let's see how that's looking. Yeah, it's something I wish existed when I started, so I was like, I'm gonna make it, because I haven't found anything like it out there. So I think it's a pretty nice resource. Because tracking down all the tools to do this is definitely just a task in itself. So hopefully that'll be helpful. If you have any specific questions on tools, feel free to ask. You said you want to work on quarters. That's what I did the first year. I didn't work on anything else but quarters, so I'm pretty good at them. Change the blade out on this one and see if a new blade will cut a little better. .2023 Silver Eagle. I was rushing and didn't see what. Oof. Starting with an eagle. Yeah, I recommend starting with quarters, because you're gonna screw up. And once you got like copper quarters down, move up to silver quarters, move up to $50. Do yourself a Morgan like this one, and then do an eagle, because those eagles can be pretty tricky. Well, that's good. I was terrified on my first eagle. But now I actually really like working with fine silver, like 1/2 ounce fine silver rounds. They're a lot of fun. It is nice that they can go straight to a melt pile though. Like that melt value holds pretty nicely. So you only lost the premium, right? Looking pretty good. Let's check our size. Just a little off at 12.5. Stretch it just a bit. Sorry, I'm stretching off screen. I don't know if I can catch it with this camera angle, but we got it to 12.5. Now I get to do my favorite part, make it all nice and shiny. Hit it a little bit more with this steel wool, and then we'll polish it up. This is 4-0 steel wool. You don't want to get like really abrasive stuff. This is probably the mildest steel wool there is, so it's not going to leave any scratches, but it will get rid of a lot of the fire scale that's on the coin from annealing it. Pretty. Now, I like to use this. This is Mother's Mag and Aluminum Polish and microfiber cloth. And we're just going to completely coat this thing inside and out. And you'll see the rag get darker and darker, and as that happens, the ring itself will get shinier and shinier. It's pretty great. I really like this polish. Highly recommend it, especially for like copper clad, but it works really good on 90% silver too. And I just move to different spots on the rag until they turn all black, and then find a new one. Just keep polishing it up till most of the polish is back on the rag. And at that point, our ring gets nice and shiny. And once most of the polish is on the rag, you can see there's still a little bit of residue on the ring. I just like dunk it in some water. And just rub the rest of that off on the rag. That works pretty well. And then I do a follow-up polish with some jewelry polishing cloths. That's these right here. And those just take it to the next level. So those are our rings so far. Looking pretty good. But this really makes it pop. I keep thinking there's something blue on the ring, but it's my shirt. No, did I miss some of that monster tape? No, it's the reflection of my shirt. Really, that's a great looking ring right there. Really nice. Well, thank you guys for stopping by and watching me work today. I hope the rest of your day is freaking awesome, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.